Now we go to Obama's numbers. Poll numbers, disastrous. They're sliding away. Obama, how many times I got to tell you, man? You watch the show, hello, McFly, that you look weak. Weak. You know what American people don't like? Weak leaders. He's now tied with a generic Republican within the margin of error among registered voters, 44-42 in favor of Obama, but barely. He's under 50%, which is terrible for an incumbent. He's basically, within the margin of error, tied with a Republican, which the country hates. The other parts of the polls and every poll shows we don't really like the Republicans. It's just the Democrats are so pathetic. How the hell am I going to vote for that? So, and among all adults, he's up by just 1 point, again, within the margin of error, so it's basically a tie. Now, when you go over to the Republican side, they polled people, who do you want as your leader, et cetera. Palin comes in second at 11%. Please make that mistake. Mitt Romney comes in number one at 14%. That's perfectly sensible. And, you know, I don't like Romney. I think he's a greaseball. I don't trust him at all. I think he just oozes politician, right? But he's not a dumb guy. He's a smart guy. He was a businessman. It's a logical choice. I might not agree with it, but it's a logical choice, right? What's funny is number 4 on the list is Scott Brown at 7%. Scott Brown, he just won like 13 seconds ago, right, in Massachusetts. Why? Why do people like him? Because they don't know anything about him. They're like, I don't know. I want Republican, yeah. I don't want him to be soft, but I don't want him to be unreasonable. How many choices do I have? I don't know. I'll go with that Scott Brown guy. I don't know anything about him, right? But one last thing on this, which I found amusing. Tim Pawlenty, which everybody thinks is this big candidate that's going to run in 2012 and he might really have a chance, et cetera, 1%. Okay. No, but you know why? You know how many people in the country know who Tim Pawlenty is? 3. Nobody knows him. Who the hell's Tim Pawlenty? Only political people know him. I know him because I follow politics every day. If you lived in Minnesota, maybe you know him. But outside of Minnesota, no one knows Tim Pawlenty. 1%. I don't know why people take him seriously. All right. Now, that's the general population. What Esquire magazine did was they polled specifically GOP leaders, okay, throughout the country, current congressmen, former congressmen, local party leaders throughout the country, et cetera. Now, don't take these results too seriously because they only polled 75 people, which is very low. Now, having said that, some of the results are encouraging, actually, and some of them are discouraging. The one that's the most discouraging is 78% of GOP leaders believe Obama is a socialist. Okay, so, come on. Obama is so far to the right. Okay, he's a socialist. I mean, at this point, Obama is literally center right. And it doesn't mean he's like radical right. He's not Cheney. He's not Boehner. He's not these guys, right? But he's not even center left. I mean, he comes out there, makes Republican talking points half the time. Look at that health care bill. It's loaded up with corporate favors. So anyway, they 78% call him socialist. But here's the encouraging stuff. 3 out of 4 respondents said that the Republican Party mainly stands for fiscal responsibility. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then only 6% said that social conservative values should guide the GOP. So that social conservative values nonsense, 6%, that's really low. So that's losing traction. So I view that to be a good thing, at least among the GOP leadership. And 87% of respondents said that the so-called birthers are the fringe of the Republican Party, and only 12% said they are the mainstream. So again, good news, at least among the Republican leaders saying the birthers are nonsense. And then another encouraging one, if you believe this poll, 67% said they would consider supporting a pro-choice candidate in local, state, or national elections. So that seems to be open-minded. So that's good. Good for the, slight hope in the Republican Party in that sense.